Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another reading vlog. This is the second episode, if you will, for my finishing every series I am in the middle of. I'm in the middle of 20 plus series. So I started this little vlog series to help me complete those books and just take you along for the journey. So this week I will be trying to read about 3 books in any of the series that I am in the middle of. They can be fantasy series, thrillers, romance, really anything. And I have quite a few options over here that I'll go through before we start. I haven't like pre-planned any of the books that I'll be reading for this vlog. I've just kind of gathered everything. That's kind of what I'm in the mood for at the moment. And we'll see where it goes. I am kind of in the middle of like a semi-slump. I mainly haven't had time to read. Let's go through some of the options that I have for this week. First off, we have Raylia. This is the second book in the Akane series by Lynette Noni. This is just a YA fantasy series. We're set in a magic school following 3 best friends. It is very like kind of Harry Potter, but with like more magical, like fairy magic like elements. So we've got princesses, mythical creatures, a lot of magic, all that kind of stuff. And I absolutely loved the first one. It was just so much fun. Like I just loved immersing myself in this world. And I've heard that the series only just gets better. So this is very high up on my TBR for this video. I have Two Twisted Crowns. This is the second book to the Shepherd King. So first book is One Dark Window. I really enjoyed One Dark Window. I really did. And for some reason I've just been putting this off. It's literally a duology. Like once I've finished this book, I've finished that series. So I really need to read this. One Dark Window is a fantasy romance. We are set in a world where oracle cards possess magic abilities. It's very fun, very interesting. I really loved the first book. And again, apparently this one is even better. I've heard amazing things. I really want to go into it. For a bit of romance, I have the Addicted series. I have only read the first book in this, so the next one is Ricochet. And I would really like to get deeper into this series because I wasn't really connected to the characters in the first book, but I know that's pretty common. And the further you get into the series, the more you just fall in love. And a lot of people compare the Addicted / Callaway Sister series to the Magnolia Park series, and like, that series is my everything, obviously. So I'm just really intrigued and want to like get to know our characters more. Another romance is Reckless by Elsie Silver. This is the fourth book in the Chestnut Springs series. The Chestnut Springs series is like a cowboy romance series. I love it. I think it's really fun. And I've been meaning to read Reckless for such a long time. I don't have the physical copy of it at the moment. I'll probably just read it on Kindle, but you never know, we might go book shopping. But yeah, I'm very curious about this one, and a lot of people say it's their favorite. So it's like, I feel like it's got good potential. I know this is a ridiculous amount of series. Conjuring of Light. This is the third and final book in the Dark Shade Magic trilogy. I'm really enjoying this trilogy. I'm a bit scared for it to end. I don't really want it to end. But I think V. Schwab is an absolutely amazing writer. This book is a little bit intimidating because it's like 650 pages and it's very thick. Maybe this will be the week, but I'm feeling a bit slumpish, so I don't want to put myself in more of a slump and like not enjoy it as much as I could. And then the last series I am in the middle of is like a reread. So I'll probably pick this up if I am feeling a bit slumpish. I'll probably pick one of these up because they're like my favorites, and that is the Harry Potter series. Last year I read the first 3 books reread for like the millionth time. I love this series. I'm just in the mood to reread these again. So I'm up to the Goblet of Fire, which is my favorite one, and then obviously the Order of Phoenix comes after this. I love these books more than anything. These are also like the traditional covers, which I am so happy we have, but they're a possibility as well. So for my first book, I'm thinking I might start with Raylia, the second book in the Akane series, just because I feel like something quick, fun, immersive. As I said, this is a YA fantasy. There's a little drizzle of romance in there, so I feel like I might start with this one and see how we go. I'm gonna go start this now. Obviously it is a little bit later now. I went and had a shower, had some dinner, and I have made quite a dent, honestly. This is just such an easy book to read. Like, I just feel like you can just immerse yourself in the world and get so lost, and you don't need your brain to read, if that makes sense. I feel like with a lot of fantasy books I read, I really need to focus when I'm reading. You need to be concentrating on the world that you're like getting immersed in, all the characters, keeping track. But I feel like this one, because it's YA, it's really easy to wrap your head around and really easy to just mindlessly read. And again, because it's the second book in a series, I feel like you already know what you're into. You already know the world you're set in. I'm just loving it though. Like, I love this world. It literally feels like Harry Potter, but also not at all. It feels like what I wanted my teenagehood to be like. Like, this is what I dreamed my teenagehood would be like. Always waited for that Hogwarts letter. Camp Half-Blood never happened. Anyway, it's great. I feel like it's good enough to be one of those classics like Percy Jackson and Harry Potter. It gives that kind of feel. It's young and it's fun and it's whimsical. It's fairy tale like. I could read this all day, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm literally gonna sit down. It is only like 6:30 or something. I had quite an early dinner and everything, so I'm literally gonna sit down now and read for a while. And I'll update you when I've made a little bit more of a dent and stuff. But it's so fun. If you don't have this book on your TBR, like this series, do. I'm literally just binging this book. Like I am halfway through because it's just so easy. It's so easy to read and it's so just addictive and fun and fast paced. I will say this is so much more action packed than the first book in this series. Like I feel like the first book was very much an introduction to the school, to the magic system, to the world, political system, and of course to our characters. And now that that's like all set up, it's just like action and fun and adventure, friendships. I'm loving it. It's so cute. It's so heartwarming. Also, while I read, I usually listen to something, and I do have a very busy mind, and when I'm really busy, I usually put on movie theme music. So like the Harry Potter soundtrack, the Narnia soundtrack, fancy soundtracks that kind of match the vibe of the book I'm reading. And it like drowns out all the kind of chatter in my head, if you will, and allows me to concentrate and just kind of immerses me in the world a little bit more. And of course it's lyricless, so it's a lot easier to concentrate than like having, you know, an actual song playing while you're reading. So that's a little tip. I also just feel like it just immerses you in the book a lot more. It feels like you're actually there, and that's why I just get lost and like can't put these down. I'm 186 pages in, really liking it. It is quite a big series, I think, or maybe that's a different series. Hang on, there are 5 books in this series, so I'm very excited about that because I feel like it's just going to be a fun series to follow. I feel like it's a need for your TBR, especially if you're a YA fantasy fan. I really like our main protagonist Alex. She's just really fun, full of life, but also so relatable. I love that. She actually reminds me of my best friend. Like I feel like I'm reading about my best friend, which probably adds to the experience, but I feel like she's a little bit ditzy. Love you, Lara, but you are. She's funny. She's like very kind and honest, and I love that in a main protagonist. I also like when she feels like a teenager. Like I have a pet peeve when protagonist is a teenager and they feel like they're like 25. Like they're acting like they're 25, and I'm like, girl, just be a teenager. Just be a teenager. I don't know that I'll read too much more tonight. I'll probably read 10-20 more pages. I'm gonna go play some Hogwarts Legacy. If you can't tell, I'm kind of in my Harry Potter mood again. It's getting cold here. Every time it like gets into autumn, I go and watch Gilmore Girls and read Harry Potter. It's just what I do. It's just like I migrate to that. It's like my hibernation. Like when it starts to get cold, I automatically pick up Harry Potter and YA fantasy books and watch Gilmore Girls, even though I've read them a million times and watched Gilmore Girls a million times as well. But oh, and have tea. I'm gonna go make a tea, speaking of that. But yes, that is my little update for now. It's the next day, and this isn't necessarily reading update related, but it is bookish related. I just got back from my walk and I have a parcel from Hachette, so I thought we may as well open it together. Oh my god. Okay, this is an ARC hardcover of Ali Hazelwood's new book, Not in Love. I'm actually shocked right now and so excited. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Hachette. I have been dying to read this. I am so anticipated for this release, and the fact that I have an early copy now is just... oh my gosh, this is so exciting. This also matches my ARC of Bride by Ali Hazelwood. Just look at the foiling. This is the back. Oh my gosh. It's absolutely stunning. I am so excited to read this. This will be going on my monthly TBR. I love the ARCs, the fact that they're like hardcovers and they look so cool. Hang on, I need to show you it next to Bride. Oh my god. Oh my god. So this is Bride. This is the hardcover of Bride. And, well, the ARC cover. They look so nice together. I'm actually obsessed and so excited about this. Thank you so much, Hachette. You were literally spoiling me. I am so excited. I'm gonna have to like make myself not read this immediately because it's not part of a series that I'm in the middle of at the moment, but oh, I'm excited. Let me know if you would want this in a reading vlog. It's later in the day, it is the afternoon now, and I'm actually feeling quite under the weather, if you will. I've got a very mild cold. I have a lot of assessments due soon, so I just did a little bit of work this morning. So I'm just stopping and letting my body rest, actually listening to my body, which is very hard for me to do. I find it really hard to let myself rest sometimes. I'm sure we all do. So I've been reading a little bit. Last night I got up to about page 200 and I have just been binging. Today I'm up to page 330, so well over halfway. I've got about 100 and a bit pages left. Really enjoying it. The story has just picked up so much and so much is going on, and I am so immersed in this world, and it just makes me so happy. Reading this book just makes me happy. Like, I can't explain it better than that. I'm obsessed with our characters. I'm obsessed with the world that's been created. There's like magical trials and just the whole magic school. I love a good magic school, and when it's done well, it is amazing. So I'm literally loving this so much more than the first one. Gave the first one a 4 stars. This is honestly leaning towards a 5 stars. Maybe like a 4.75. But it's really good. Like, I'm actually obsessed. I just didn't think I was gonna love it this much. I'm really very happy I continued this series. I'm gonna keep reading for a little bit now, but I'm actually obsessed. Like, it is the perfect sick day book to read because it's so magical, it's so fun. You don't really need your brain though, which I feel like is rare for a fantasy. I'm just gonna keep binging this now, and I'll update you hopefully when I've finished it. It is later in the night. I finished Relia just this afternoon. Absolutely loved it. I'll give a bit more of an update, like, or a final review on this later. Bit tired right now. Quickly, I loved it. Like, I was actually obsessed. Still debating on a rating, somewhere in the 4-star to 4.5 I'm thinking category, maybe even a little bit higher. Honestly, I really love this, and the ending had me shocked. But for my next read, I am going to be reading 2 books, which is very unlike me, I will say, but I just am really in the mood for Harry Potter. So I'm going to be rereading this one because this is like my millionth reread. I'm not even kidding. I'm also going to be reading Reckless, the 4th book in the Chestnut Spring series. So I'm going to be reading that on my Kindle. And it's kind of nice to have like a physical and a Kindle book going at the same time because Kindle makes it so much easier to be like reading in bed and stuff. So I'm going to start that on my Kindle. I don't know if I'll start it tonight or tomorrow morning. We'll see. I'm very excited to go into Reckless. I've heard like so many great things, and I've also heard it's like people's literally favorite book in the series, so for that reason I'm very intrigued. But that is the update for now. I am going to get into bed because I am very tired, and I'm going to switch in and out between these 2 books tonight. I'm not really sure what I'm in the mood for right now. It is the next day. I am still feeling quite average. The only other feeling sick and awful is the fact that you can read a lot, and when I tell you, rereading one of your favorite books when you're sick is like the perfect comfort, because I feel like I can't focus a lot when I'm sick, so rereading books and reading romance books, the perfect thing. So I have been reading Reckless on my Kindle. I am only like a few chapters into this, so I can't say a whole lot. I'm really intrigued though, because the character that this is following, Winter, in the past books I've been super annoyed with her, so I'm very intrigued to see if this will like be a bit of a redemption arc. I assume it will be, and change my kind of idea of her, my likability of her. But as I said, very early days. Excited to be back in the world. I love a good found family. Like, I'm a sucker for a found family, so anytime it's like an interconnected romance series, you bet I'm going to be reading every single one. For Harry Potter, I have made quite a bit of a dent. I am 120 pages in, loving it. It's amazing. I love Harry Potter to pieces. I also always forget how different the 4th book especially, and honestly from number 3 up, I feel like the books really changed the movies. This particularly, there is so much more information and so many more events in the book that don't even get shown in the movie. It kind of makes me sad that they don't show a lot of these, because like, for example, I'm 120 pages in and we're not even near to getting to Hogwarts. Like, there's just so much that goes on in the beginning of the book that I feel like in the movie is just skimmed over. And I've never been able to understand the fact that they, and this isn't a spoiler in any way, but they don't include house elves in the movies. House elves are like a really big part of the 4th one, and that isn't included in the movies, and that just kind of boggles my mind. I don't know, it really surprises me, because obviously they include it in the 2nd one. So yeah, anyway, loving it. So Ow. Loving it so much. I'm gonna keep reading now, although I do think I want to watch an episode soon of that new show on Prime Video. What's it called? It's like a Matt not Matt Hastings. No. It's something, and I'm very intrigued. And it's a new TV series, and I've been seeing it all over my TikTok, and because I'm feeling a bit down, I figure might be good. It is also a super gloomy afternoon, and it's also just really windy and awful weather outside, so at least I don't feel bad about having to stay inside. I'm gonna go read and possibly watch some stuff, and I'll update you later tonight. I am so utterly obsessed with this couple. I did not see this coming. I did not think that Theo was going to be my Chestnut Springs kind of guy, but oh my gosh. And Winter, okay, I take back everything I said. I already love her again. Oh my gosh, like she is, sorry girl, sorry, you're so misunderstood. I am so sorry. But yes, I am obsessed with every single thing about this. Theo, okay, so the reason I went into this thinking I wasn't going to love it that much is it's the trope. And if you don't want to know, skip forward like 2 seconds, but it's not really a spoiler because it's the start of the book. Okay, I'm about to say it. It's an accidental pregnancy trope. If you come to here, you're all good. I've said the trope. And usually I don't like that trope. Like it's like my worst trope. And so I really didn't have high expectations, and I feel like that's probably what's making it good as well. Going in with such little expectations and being absolutely obsessed. Like, oh my god, I can't stop thinking about it. By the way, it's the next day. It's about 2 in the afternoon. I haven't really picked it up today, apart from very early morning when I woke up. And I am already almost 50% through because I'm that obsessed. And I've also been reading Harry Potter at the same time, about 200 pages into Harry Potter. And I like literally cannot stop thinking about Theo. I have heard such great things about it, and I am kind of getting it now. Like, I get why you like it so much. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I just wanted to give that quick little update. I'm gonna read some more because I'm obsessed and can't stop thinking about it, and then I'm gonna make some dinner a bit later and stuff, and hopefully read a lot tonight. I would very much like that. I finished my assignment today. Can we have a round of applause? Yay! Now on to the next one. It's a 2,000 word essay. Yay! I wish I could just read as my full-time job. That would be fun. Anyway, let's read for now. It is the next day, and I finished Reckless last night. I think it is my favorite book in the Chestnut Springs series. Like, I am actually obsessed with it. Very annoyed that I have every single other book in the series, but not that one. But I'm probably moving soon, so I'm trying to like limit my book buying. Anyway, obsessed with Theo. I loved how Winter came out of her shell. I loved how we got a better understanding of her. Like, just everything about it was so good. Anyway, I just wanted to make a little cameo. I got some book mail yesterday, and one of them was the Heir of Broken Fate special edition by Mads Rafferty. She partnered with BookBox in Australia to do like a sprayed edge incredible special edition. This is like reversible, so you can have like a dark blue cover, but I really like the white one. Also, the naked hardback, absolutely stunning. Anyway, I'm so internally grateful for this. I literally love it so much. I'm definitely rereading this book very soon, so I can read the second one in the series. It's like a beautiful glimmering sword. This is my first ever like special edition book as well, so it's very exciting for me. I was going to just end the vlog here, but then I was like, you know what? I've still got the rest of the week left, and I've got a video coming out like tomorrow, so I don't need to rush this. Why don't we start another book? I hope that's a decision you're happy with, because I certainly am. I won't be giving too many updates on Harry Potter because it's like my 50th time rereading it. So I decided to start another book, and this book has been on my, actually I haven't started it yet, but I'm going to. This book has been on my TBR for quite a while, since I read the first one, and that is Two Twisted Crowns. This is the second book to One Dark Window. I loved One Dark Window, like I really did. I especially loved the magic system in it, so I am very excited to be jumping back into this world. I also believe, how long is this? This is 420 pages, so it's not too bad. And I think the audiobook is also on Spotify, so I think I might listen to that a little bit as well. It's kind of helped me get back into the world. I feel like I don't listen to audiobooks very much, and I feel like I want to. Like, I feel like it just helps you get through so many books so much quicker. And when I'm like really busy with assignments like I am now, it kind of takes the stress of reading. I can just be listening to audiobooks when I'm like doing dinner, all that kind of stuff. So I think I'll start this tonight. I have class a little bit later, so it'll probably be later tonight that I start it, but I'm really excited. Like, this has been such a successful vlog so far, so I'm really hoping that this lives up to all the hype that surrounds it. If you're unfamiliar with this world, we are set in a world with tarot cards, and those tarot cards hold special powers. If you like possess these tarot cards, you possess the power they have. And the romance in this was also really cute, very much a subplot, but amazing nonetheless. Anyway, I think I'm gonna start this either now or just very soon. But yeah, I'll let you know. It It obviously is a little bit later now, and I have started Two Twisted Crowns. I am only 52 pages in, and initial thoughts are, didn't realize we have multiple POVs. I believe in the last one we had some different POVs, but I didn't realize that like this one added them, which is interesting. I think I like it. It's taking me a little bit to get used to being back in this world, because unlike a lot of YA fantasy books I've read, they kind of like to recap at the beginning of the like second book going into it, but this one really hasn't that much, like kind of very subtly, but you definitely have to be using your brain to get back into this one. I feel like once I'm a little bit more in, like 100 pages in, I'll be a bit better, but yeah, it's definitely taking a second to kind of everything to come back to me, because I read the first book like all the way back in November last year, I think, so I kind of don't like that I waited so long in between, but I also really didn't want to read this when I wasn't like feeling up to reading it, when I wasn't gonna love it as much, because I feel like I want to give this one the best possible shot. And obviously I've heard so many people love it so much, so I wanted to give it the best possible shot. And I do love this world. I do love a good like gothic romancy. Like I can't say no, honestly. But I'm gonna keep reading. Hopefully I'll get a little bit more into it tonight. Probably try and listen to the audiobook a little bit more tomorrow. It is the next day. Unfortunately I am not as well as I thought I was. I thought I had passed my cold, but it turns out I haven't. Anyway, it's given me a little bit time to read, but the thing is, it makes my mind all muddled. So this is quite confusing to read with a muddled sick mind. I think the last time I updated you I was very early stages, and I am just over halfway now, and I'm finally like into it a lot more. I will say the first half was quite slow. It took me quite a bit to like get back into the world and just for things to get moving, but now that we're kind of over halfway, I'm very much a grip. I've been listening to the audiobook a little bit of this like on and off, and it's definitely helped just like get myself back into this world, to get myself familiar with everything, because it's quite a complicated world. I love it, but it's complicated. I will say I'm not enjoying it as much as I hope. It's definitely sitting on more like a 4.54 kind of star rating, and I really had hoped it would be a 5 stars, but it's just not grasping me as much, and that may be because I'm a bit of like sick brain going on at the moment. But I don't know, there was something, I didn't love the first one as much as everyone else did. It was a 4 stars, it was great, it was fun. The thing I'm liking about this one is that we are getting a lot more of our different characters, of our male protagonists we're getting a lot more of, and there's a lot of like different perspectives in this, which I didn't expect, but I'm actually enjoying. However, we've like entirely shifted perspectives from the first one. Like the first one is just, it's quite different, but in a good sense. Just the storyline has like really progressed a lot. I still highly recommend this series. Like I think it is a really great fantasy romance, definitely with a really good balance of fantasy and romance. Like the romance is definitely a subplot, especially in this one, but there are a few lines of romance. I'll say that. I didn't see that coming. Anyway, I'm hoping I will finish this tonight. I'm not entirely sure, but I'll update you if I do. Probably will listen to the audiobook as well as read it. It's just been the best way for me. And for Harry Potter, I am almost finished Harry Potter. I read that a lot last night. It was very good to just mindlessly read and get immersed in, and of course absolutely loving it. But I mean, how can I not? It's like my favorite book in the series. It is the next day, and I have officially finished my reading vlog. I finished Two Twisted Crowns last night like I hoped, and it was very good. I'll give you my full thoughts in a second, but I'm just going to go through the books I did read in this vlog and give you a final rating for them. So of course we started out with Aurelia, the second book in the Medoran Chronicles by Lynette Noni. Absolutely love this one. It really immersed me in the world so much more than the first one, and I'm definitely really intrigued to continue this series. I just think it is so unique, so much fun, a really great YA fantasy series. I gave this a 4.75. That's how much I loved it. I really loved it. It was just over 5 stars. Just didn't give me that 5-star feeling, that's the only reason, but I did really love it. I highly recommend putting this series on your TBR. I feel like it's a really good one to get you out of like any slump that you're feeling. I then read Reckless by Elsie Silver. Was not expecting to love this as much as I did, because oh my gosh, I am obsessed, like absolutely and totally obsessed. Definitely my favorite out of the series so far. I am actually really conflicted, and I feel like I'm gonna have to rate this a 5 stars. Like I really didn't expect to be. It caught me off guard completely, but there's nothing about it I would change. I loved it. I loved our characters. I loved getting to see our found family together again. I just loved all aspects of it, so I feel like I have to give it a 5 stars. Absolutely obsessed. I then read Two Twisted Crowns, and I will say I was hoping to love this one a little bit more than than I did. I still loved it, and I'm gonna give it a 4.25 stars, which is, I gave the first one a 4 stars, so it's pretty similar. People said that this one is like a lot better than the first one, and I do get that. There is so much more politics, action, adventure, world building. There's a new line of romance in here, but the main romance that I was rooting for really wasn't very present in this. And also I feel like it took a good like 150, 200 pages to really get moving. Like the first half was really quite slow. So for that reason, I've bumped it down a little bit, but I did really enjoy the storyline. I love this world. I think it is so unique. The amount that happens in 2 books is insane. Personally, I feel like I've read 5 books of this series, of this world, but I've only read 2, and they're not long books either. And that's not saying like things are really quick and fast paced and like too much happens to comprehend. It's really understandable. Rachel Gillig is a very talented author. I will say that. I think this was a stunning book. I do really recommend this duology, and I can finally say that this duology is now complete. I have knocked one series off every series I am in the middle of, which is a very good feeling. And then just for a little update, I also did finish Harry Potter while I was rereading this week. Love it. It was just such an easy, mindless read, and obviously this is going to be a 5 stars for sentimental reasons. This is my favorite book in the series. That's all I'll say. So thank you so much for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. I can't wait to see you in the future in more vlogs. And if you're new, subscribe. It would mean the world for you to join this beautiful community we are creating. And thank you again.